Hello, today we'll take a look at Isaiah 14, starting in verse 24, where it says, "The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, Surely, just as I have intended, so it has happened. And just as I have planned, so it will stand." This first message being given here is critical for us who are believers, who've been born again, to take confidence in that whatever the Lord intends in that exact manner, it will happen. And just as he's planned something, so that will stand. Here he's talking about the breaking of Assyria. And in verse 26, he continues by saying, "This is the plan devised against the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out against all nations." And what's important to take away from that as well is that nothing can thwart, break, nullify, or make void any intention that the Lord has, not in the least, even though it might seem like that to us. That is not the case. If the Lord intends something to happen, it will happen exactly as he intends. And not anything, there's nothing in all of creation that could ever thwart that. In verse 27, he says, "For the Lord of hosts has planned, and who can frustrate it? And as for his stretched out hand, who can turn it back?" So he's asking a question of us. Who can frustrate or turn him back? What's more powerful than he, and who can frustrate him, outthink him, or be wiser than him? Of course, we know that nothing can. Now, the critical application of this is when we come against something that seems like it's against his will or against my preference, against my comfort. And so we need to remember that all of this happens according to his will, and that all things are for good according to his will, ultimately. But I need to rest in these truths and who he is. If I don't rest in that, I will have no peace in my life because there is conflict, there is disappointment and pain in this life. And he's promised us that. But he's also promised us that his will ultimately will be done. In Deuteronomy 31:16, it says, "The Lord said to Moses, Behold, you're about to lie down with your fathers, and this people will arise and play the harlot with the strange gods of the land, in the midst of which they are going, and will forsake me and break my covenant, which I have made with them." Here is the nullification or the breaking or the frustration of God's covenant with the people. But what's amazing is that the Lord is still faithful. In all of that, we have his plan for his people, which is spoken of here in Isaiah 25:1. "O Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you. I will give thanks to your name, for you have worked wonders, plans formed long ago with perfect faithfulness." And this is what we need to rest upon, what the Lord has planned for those that love him, that are his own. There's no frustration or breaking or nullification of that plan ever, because of his perfect faithfulness, his overwhelming and unmatched strength, and his wisdom. All this we can take great comfort in. Take care.